I think my next big project, planting wise, is going to be re-landscaping around our pool. The only thing that we have added is a banana tree, some lemon trees in pots that will go in the greenhouse, and some Shasta daisies. A lot of these plants are really old and honestly just not what we are looking for. I would love some lemon balm and lemongrass, gladiolas, because they smell so nice. I found from Holland Bulb Farms a giant, meaning like 4 to 5 foot, white lily, which I think would be so gorgeous. And there's a few other odds and ends, like of course some elephant ears, because what's a pool without elephant ears? But I want to just do a before shot. And I think that maybe what I want to plant and where might change as I get going. But let's at least look at what we're dealing with now before we get started. This tree, I can never remember the name of it. It's kind of beautiful and whimsical, honestly. I think it's pretty, but it just litters our pool with leaves, and it has these small leaves and all this foliage, and it just kind of becomes a mess and keeps things really dirty. So I'm thinking right here, we might do a palm tree, just one. My husband doesn't love the idea. We live in North Georgia, not Florida, but they'll live here, and I think it would just be beautiful. This was another Facebook Marketplace find, and I want to do some white clematis climbing over this. So the palm tree would kind of just be off here to the side. This, as you can see, actually kind of impedes the vision and the path of entering the pool. This is goat food. These knockout roses, I just really don't love them, honestly. I just don't love them. Thorns everywhere. They have these vines that are just uncontrollably growing all in them. It's not their fault. I think we need to lay down some like weed tarp before we start working. Again, more goat food. This is where a knockout rose had died. I just pulled that stump up. And these are the Shasta daisies. My mom actually split these from her garden and gave them to me. Again, this knockout rose. This is why I don't just love them. Down here, there's just a whole tangled mess of dead stuff, and you can't really stick your hand in there and clear it out. I just don't love them. And then the foliage is kind of sad looking. It's just not my favorite. Again, another one of these. Now this is pretty. I'll give you that. This is pretty. But once again, there are just thorns everywhere. They're not easy to enjoy, and they're not terribly fragrant. I've never noticed a smell. We just need to haul that out of here. And again, more goat food. Now these are the lemon trees that I bought and planted around here. Again, I don't remember the name of this. These are super common where we are. But it's right here near the edge. It's not a Leland cypress, is it? I don't know. Anyways, I don't love it. Here's a banana tree. And here's another thing that just kind of bothers me about this space. There's not a whole lot of intentionality from what we can tell. It's a lot of random. So whatever this is, whatever that is, and that is, it's just kind of a jumbled mess, and there's gaps, and it doesn't, and there's a bush, just a random bush, and it just kind of looks odd. So my vision for this end is to take the trees out, leave the banana tree, of course, and kind of let more banana trees grow within this area. I do plan on spacing them out because I know that they will fill in. And I do not mind this side of the pool on this back end being shaded, because as you can tell, we have seating there, and along that side. But this is a walkway towards this end, and it's really too narrow to hang out. So I don't mind the shade at all. And then of course the banana leaves are not going to be a nuisance in the pool. I think it will be quite lovely. And then as we keep walking around here, pardon my unsteady hand, once again, there's a large gap. And last year, my neighbor shared some elephant ears with me. So I have a few of these scattered along here. And there is quite a slope right here. My feet are quite wonky, but you can kind of see how this slopes. These trees, I just don't love them. They're thick. That one started growing into the fencing. I just don't love them. And then we still have privacy. So we have these trees here, which are okay, they're further back, and then we have all manner of woods over here. So we're in a nice little bubble. But I started taking these down to go drag to the goats and give that to them later. I saved that because the way it's leaning would fall on the fence. So I'm gonna wait for my husband to get home. He may not love that I've done this, but he told me I could take over this space and reconfigure it. This is a holly tree, bush tree, whatever. I kind of really enjoy having it during the Christmas season, and I don't want to tear it down, so I'm leaving that one for now. And again, there's just all manner of things growing in here. We need to clean those up. I would like to take this ginormous monster down. I mean, it is quite large. So, as well as these, this scraggly bush and whatever this is, as well as this one as well. So this, I don't know what it is, but it's this bush that's always been here, and we think that it looks so cool. To my knowledge and recollection, this is evergreen. I don't remember this dying back. I love the green and yellow. It's like a bright yellow variegation. Here's like a smaller, I don't know that this would be called a pup, but a smaller one over here. And then if we look way back in here, that's kind of the base of where everything is, and then it falls forward. I like this. I think I just might transplant it. We have an old root here and a lot going on. So all along this back edge, I'm thinking of slowly but surely filling it in with elephant ears, at least until like here, putting elephant ears all along this side, and then maybe I'll do something taller. Oop, out of focus, taller over here. However, we did just buy a nice, like, you can't even call it a fire pit, I don't think. It's like a fire chimney. And we're gonna put it right there because it's the farthest away from the pool. And there's plenty of seating right there, but it's not too close either. So there's gonna be a fire chimney like right here soon. So we'll wanna keep that in mind as we decide what we wanna put over here. But for now, I'm gonna start clearing this out, and I think I'm just gonna be patient with it and let some elephant ears grow throughout here. And if I get the big kind, which most of them are quite large, they'll mature enough to where it honestly is like a whole hedge on this side of the fence, I would imagine. So this is the before. Let's see what we clear out. It's nearing the end of the evening, but I just kind of wanted to show the perspective of these trees and shrubs from the pool area. Now, in this space, you can also kind of see how these trees along the back, I think that's gorgeous. I love looking at the banana tree, but these are just a little confusing and don't make a lot of sense. And then the shrubs here as well. There's just a lot of gaps. Like I said, that's really hanging over that walkway.
Was it fast?
Okay, quick pool area landscaping update. All the bushes have been torn out, and today my daughters and I planted about 45 bulbs. Now, I don't have everything labeled, but I'll kind of just show you what we did. All right, so down here, if you look closely, you can see this is one of the bulbs of the Pretty Woman lilies. This is from Holland Bulb Farms, and it's a lily that will grow 4 to 5 feet tall, and it's white, and it looks stunning. And then in front of every lily, I planted 3 red gladiolas, and my daughter just put a marker in for me because you can see the ground is very uneven, and there's not superb ground cover here. So we want to mulch it, but we don't want to kill what's here. And we also didn't want to plant on top of things we had already planted. And then I can't remember what this is called. I need to look. But I had 5 of these, and it's this red bulb that makes this beautiful wispy spray of red flowers, and it's good to attract bees and butterflies. So I thought that was pretty. You can't really see much, but every now and then we have a little lily poking out. And then I don't have white clematis to climb that yet, but along the entirety of this side, all the way to where you see those blue pots at the end, I have the lilies and the gladiolas planted. I had some old baby's breath seeds and dahlia seeds. I threw those in here. The dahlias I kind of planted in the ground for reference. Zone 8, it's June, and it's 90 degrees. So I had read that you could, oh, here's another one. I need to stick that in a little bit better. I had read that you could direct sow dahlias at that point if it's hot enough. So I planted, like stuck in to the dirt, some dahlias, and then with the baby's breath, I ended up just broadcasting it. And a few of the dahlia seeds I broadcasted too because I had a bunch, but they're really old, so I have no idea if they'll take. So this is the way things look. I'm gonna tuck these lemon trees in here. And you can see that was my weed bucket. There's a cluster of Shasta daisies. And I'm gonna kind of split these up. I have a lily back there. I uprooted one bunch of them to be able to fit this in. But the hope is that these will kind of spread. To this, we're gonna add lemon balm and lemongrass for some more added greenery. And I want something that kind of crawls on the ground. Now, in case you haven't noticed, because the colors around the pool coincidentally are like, the pool house is white. We have planters here, 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 and here that are blue, and then our cushions are red. And I kind of wanted the flowers to mimic that. So we have white Shasta daisies, white lilies, red gladiolas, and the flower I can't remember is red. I want something else around here. The lemon trees will be in the blue pots. Along my garden border over here, I have these yellow lantana, and I can't seem to find any white perennial lantana. I'm wondering if white is not perennial, but they're pretty. I wish there was like a blue one. Oh, that one's shedding now. But anyways, I think we need a little bit more color than red, white, and green down here. I just can't figure out what I want to mix in. But, okay, over here, behind this pool area, I talked about this before. This one, as you can see, I've been limbing it up, and I'm about to go take a load to feed to my goats. And then that one over there, I've been limbing as well. So what we've kind of decided is that I will cut off foliage every day, enough to feed the goats. And then when we have trunks left, we'll tackle that when the time comes. But we're slowly getting rid of these and eventually these. So anywho, coming along. Okay, we finished re-landscaping the entire perimeter of our pool area, and I want to do a quick walkthrough. And the best part about this is we spent an entire $50 doing this. Well, actually 50 plus 14, because yesterday I bought this clematis on clearance, and I need to let it grow a little longer before I can trellis it up here. But I have one on each side. The mulch was free. We got it delivered from a tree company. The canna lilies came from a friend of mine that needed them split. And then prior to the canna lilies and everything, I had already purchased the gladiolas and the lilies. So, and the lemon trees. This is stuff I already had. But from where we started, we only spent $50. So let's just walk through. This entire section here mostly has canna lilies, red gladiolas with a white pretty woman tree lily in the back. In the front here, next spring, we will work on some annuals and seed starting, some nice red flowers to fill in this front space in white, and hopefully bachelor's button blue boy. I am hopeful. I have to plant those seeds in the fall over here. I've heard they don't do well in our region, but I'm hopeful. And then I have 3 of these improved Meyer lemon trees in these blue pots that I just kind of have scattered. And then in this center section here, we just have a plethora of Shasta daisies. And then my biggest So bright you can't hardly see. My biggest lemon tree right there. This lily needs to be staked so bad, but it's about to bloom. Same thing down here. This front section is very bare, but we're gonna fill it in next spring with lots of different flowers and make this really pretty. Now, right here, I planted some dahlia tubers that's mostly red, orange, and yellow. We transplanted this one little banana tree here and this Japanese wax leaf, I think is what it's called. I don't fully remember the name. This is so resilient though. And it's evergreen. It always looks like this. And it just has the coolest looking leaves. So we put this here. These have been here for almost a month. So they look pitiful, but they're not dead. And they will make it. This white ceramic, well, it's not ceramic, it's cement pot, was temporarily holding bulbs that I've already planted in here. So this will not stay, and I just took some extra white outdoor paint that I had and painted it white so that it looked a little more a part of this. I took a drill and I drilled holes in the tree stumps to try to kill off the trees so that they don't make another appearance. But all throughout here, I have some Shasta daisies. These are some white lilies, which some of these look like they're going to bloom. Oh, there's a little elephant ear right there. Where did you come from? I forget, what else did I plant in here? Oh yeah, I had some red begonia bulbs that I put in here. And columbine, white columbine. This is kind of the centerpiece of this area. Here's our new puppy. Hi, Opie. Hi. This is kind of the centerpiece of this area. And once again, you can see how there's like a front section here that's a little more bare. That's intentional because we're gonna be planting lots of shorter flowers, probably some annuals. I bought seed packets, so I'm hoping to seed start most of it myself because hopefully by then we'll have a window greenhouse right over there. But in here, I just have a bunch of gladiola bulbs and some creeping Jenny, as you can see. I'm gonna bring that out front. These elephant ears, so pretty. And they're a really appropriate height for these planters too, because it just complements them, but it does not overtake them. And down here, around the edge, I have more gladiolas. And then this is, oh, I'm blanking, what's the name? Amaryllis. This is a beautiful red amaryllis that came from a family member. And then I think I have a begonia bulb, maybe right in the front right there. I think I planted my begonia bulbs too deep though. Don't eat the plants, no. I think I planted them too deep because it's not poking through. My mistake. And then once again, some Shasta daisies there and there that I split off. White lilies, which I think we're gonna get a bloom from them this year. Such a sweet little boy. He's a black lab. We've had him not even a week. See here, I told the kids, I said, anywhere you see a tree stump with holes in it, if you see little plants growing off of it, feel free to come through and smash them off because we don't want these trees growing back. Here's another one of these Japanese wax leaf bushes, and it kind of gave transition over there and here into a new section. So this back section, I don't know if it's possible, but I would like to extend our grass up to that line rather than having it be so far back. The line is so far back because we had 10 trees. We took the trees down ourselves. My dad came over with his chainsaw. There they are. But I have lots of elephant ears back here just acting as filler. Now, no one really comes back here other than the kids. And people would be seeing this through the fence line and behind these chairs. So I did a lot of elephant ears back here. And these multiply like crazy, especially. I mean, all elephant ears do. You want so much attention, don't you? I know. I'm going to plant a puppy. You're going to grow big and strong. But these put out a ton of little runners and will just really fill in this space everywhere there's dirt. I wish this was blooming so I could show you just how pretty it is. I see some buds, so it looks like we're gonna get another flush of bloom soon. But this is a Holy Grail hibiscus, and this is what we spent $50 on. I bought them at Home Depot. I got this one and another one way over there. So that's where the 50 bucks was. And I really like this darker color because there's gonna be a lot of bright elephant ears over here, which I love, and the bright banana trees. But then this darkness pulls in from the darkness of the canna lilies that we have on the opposite side too. But it gives a big, beautiful red flower. Once again, lots of elephant ears. This banana tree took quite a hit in transplanting, but is doing quite well. And this new pup has even made a lot of progress. Sadly, this was the tallest stalk on the tree right here, and it just snapped off when we moved it, but it's making new growth right out of the center already, so I'm happy to see that. I thought maybe we were gonna lose our biggest stalk in that process. Oh, wow, lots of new little pups on the side. Yeah, we're doing okay over here. Again, we have tree stumps with holes in them. We need to just stay on top of those. But here's our other hibiscus, and you can see this is a very steep walkway. All this space is where grass did not grow because it was shaded by the trees, but I would really like for the grass to come up to here and keep this a little more narrow of a bed than it was. And if not, then I'm okay letting the elephant ears just take over down here. But up here, and we have this. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is invasive. We did not plant it. It's some kind of vine, and it blooms a really pretty purple flower, but I need it gone because you can see that it's starting to kind of just swallow my elephant ears. It is wrapped all the way around that, and it's taken over here. Once again, a tree. Woo! Okay, see, I've already gotten stung today, so when that landed on my foot, I was like, yep, there's something else attacking me. Sorry, a little jumpy. And I took some pups. We got to get on top of this. This is bad. I took some pups from one of the banana trees and I planted them over here. I want to get these off. Get off my banana tree. Because I would like for this one to grow nice and tall. And then this is kind of where the fence ends. But I would love to have another big banana tree right here. Back here, we have this. I don't know what it's called, but it's some kind of bush. And this is the foliage from it. And it was this huge tree that grew all the way up and over that roof line. And it was kind of causing problems and was a potential risk. It was filling the gutter with a lot of debris. And then if there was ever a big ice storm, I didn't want it falling on that side of the pool house. But it's really well established. So my husband cut it back, and he said that this will turn into a huge bush, which is fine because as you can see, this is where all of our pipes and stuff come out for the pool. And I'm okay just having this space filled with green. Now, I had a friend, I already talked about these. These are the same red canna lilies that are from the front. I just had a few left over, and I popped them in here, here, and here because they will help take over this space. And then I recently bought 6 limelight hydrangeas. And of course this is one of them. But I planted this over here too because I wanted it to help fill in this hillside and get nice and big. Okay, so that's it. Cut down 10 trees. Took elephant ears from my neighbor. She didn't want them anymore, so all these elephant ears were free. My neighbor just asked me to come dig them up because she didn't want them. So that's what helped fill in that. And then I split my banana trees and just moved them. And then the mulch is free. And like I said, the other bulbs that we have planted, I already had. So I just found the home for them. So yeah, super happy with how this turned out. It really brightened the space up and we're excited.